How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I still feel like absolute crap, but there was a lot of news last night. I had to go to bed. I literally couldn't stay up. You can see from my face, I'm absolutely dreadful today, even worse than I was yesterday. But the news of the ABK deal pretty much being done was revealed. Now, we're just going to go through this. There's also a bit of news on the FTC I want to touch on, and of course, the $29 billion IRS thing that I want to touch on. So let's get cracking. If you do enjoy this video, do leave a like, consider subscribing. A lot of effort goes into making these videos, especially in the condition I'm in, so it would be appreciated. Right, here we go. So Florian says, here we go. Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. Now, if you remember, Tom Warren released a tweet or an article saying Friday the 13th. If you haven't checked out that video, do go check it out. But he released an article saying that Friday the 13th was the date that was told to him. Lo and behold, Activision Blizzard has stopped trading at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. The reason code T1 means trading is halted pending the release of material news. Now, as he says here, the only plausible explanation is the CMA will clear, followed by an announcement of the deal closing. And obviously this means that Microsoft is immediately going to close. Of course, there is always the other side because, you know, them blocking is still material news, but at this point, no one can foresee them blocking it, even if it is the FTC's wet dream. Now, as we can see here, the current trading halts and it stopped at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And this was about, what, 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m.? Well, 2:50 a.m. my time. I'm usually up until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because that's when news usually hits for me to be able to make content, as you've all been noticing. But, you know, I've just not been able to stay awake recently. Trading halt, T1 code halted pending release of material news. There was no such halt ahead of prior regulatory decisions relating to the deal. There was nothing like this when the deal was being blocked, so it's a good indication that the deal isn't being blocked. But now that we know the EU is fine with the deal because they released a statement, I know I should have covered it, but it was so immaterial. They basically said that after their investigation, they don't feel a need to renegotiate any terms. The Ubisoft deal is fine as long as their contracts are still in play. The new deal involving Ubisoft, and with the CMA having made it clear that this time around, that, you know, this aeroplane couldn't have found a more perfect time to go over. I swear they're trolling me. The CMA having made it clear that this time around their concerns have been assuaged, it's all too obvious. So the Friday the 13th date is met, and of all days it would be the one day that's considered bad luck. Well, I guess it's kind of poetic, right? Friday the 13th will be a day Sony will never forget. It will be the true definition of bad luck as they go on to lose a lot of ABK games. I guess they're going to keep COD, but let's face it, there's a bunch of other games on there that they are totally going to miss. And as we've seen with Bethesda and ZeniMax, only games that are kind of already out there that are multiplayer are going to be the ones supported. Outside of games like, you know, Overwatch, Diablo, World of Warcraft, if that ever comes to consoles, even though if it does come to consoles, I can only see it coming to Xbox. COD, obviously, for obvious reasons. So yeah, outside of those, I really can't see anything else coming to PlayStation, which is, like I said, Friday the 13th. What a day. So the situation is so very clear now that I did the at Fabrizio Romano style "here we go" tweet as requested by Harry number 5, Elron Gaming, and others. It's the $75 billion deal that rose like a phoenix from the ashes. Remember how all the PlayStation fans, you know, all those ponies out there were celebrating that the deal was blocked, that it was still gonna get blocked? Remember how they were all kind of like laughing at us and jeering at us and making fun at us and mocking us? In the words of Riddick, where's your God now? Is all I'm gonna say. I love that movie, Pitch Black. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Why did I believe in this deal when the stock market had given up? There never was a credible theory of harm. It never was. I don't know what the CMA was doing. I think the CMA was just wagging its dick around and trying to show that it's actually relevant, but there never was. And in all honesty, I do believe that, you know, the UK government in Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt actually went over to them and said, look, you need to do something to get this deal across because you are hurting the United Kingdom. We need money. I think they actually, you know, slowly massaged them to say, this deal is going through, and if it doesn't go through, we'll put someone else there to make it go through. These regulators are independent. Everyone knows that they're independent. They're never independent. Like, Lena Khan is appointed by the President of the United States. If she doesn't follow the company line, Joe Biden will just turn around and say, right, Lena Khan, we're bringing in Mina Khan. Right? Just politically motivated bullshit. The UK wasn't going to kill this deal, with no unique UK aspects single-handedly. The parties appeared totally committed. He's just linking to his Instagram, and Jez Corden, being Jez Corden, obviously, is gonna be the naysayer until the very end. And of course, now we've got people asking for Bobby Kotick to leave. That will likely happen at the end of April in 2024, because I believe Microsoft will probably want that transition, considering how late it is into the year now, to transfer over smoothly. I don't think they just want everything to just drop, especially at one of the busiest times of the year. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, the whole getting things across, contracts. I know a lot of this has been going on in the background anyway, but it just makes sense. But he will be gone, right? But that's it. I mean, in about 4 hours, maybe 3.5 hours after I've posted this video, we will get the official closing and whatnot. I'll probably make another video then, but that's a wrap, folks. That's a wrap. Now, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the deal closing and what game you would like Microsoft from the Activision Blizzard catalog to reprise. I also still expect games to be coming from Activision Blizzard this year, especially like back catalog games. I'm hoping to see some of the Transformers games, and maybe we could stream some of those. I did really enjoy those. Don't really remember much of them, but I did enjoy them. All right, just gonna briefly touch on this because I don't want to give the FTC any more space time than they actually need. So the FTC has filed a new submission. This time they want to reopen discovery and to gain information on Microsoft's deal with Ubisoft and Sony. Sony signed. What's the problem? Ubisoft are happy. What's the problem? Apparently they were caught off guard by the Ubisoft agreement and found out about it at the same time we did. Well, if you want to act like a dick, they'll treat you like a dick, right? Why should they tell you anything? You lost. You're out of the picture. You're just appealing because you're so bitter and salty and so screwed up that you just want to waste that money. Even though the government has already halved your funding. It's just stupid. You can't make this shit up. Microsoft gave them the terms of the agreement, but the FTC wants to know more about the rationale behind it. If the CMA is happy, what do you care? This has nothing to do with you. They say that the payment structure of the Ubisoft agreement raises doubts about whether it could ever be profitable for Ubisoft to license these games to multi-game content subscription services providers that offer to stream. Now, my question is, what do you care about Ubisoft making money? You can see that every single layer of this that I'm going through is literally about Lena Khan saying, you screwed me over with a spiked dildo and I'm pissed off about it, and now I want you to actually pay for it. And this is all just bitterness, right? They want more info from Microsoft and Ubisoft about it. What are you going to do? The deal is done. Specifically, they say Ubisoft's ability, incentives, and plans to market cloud streaming rights for Activision games are now highly relevant. Well, duh. The FTC also wants to know about the Microsoft-Sony deal execution. Why? They signed it willingly. It's not like someone held a gun to their head. They are aware of the early negotiations and Sony's initial thinking of the deal, but now they want to know about the circumstances surrounding Sony's decision in July 2023 to accept the offer. It was either sign the deal and get COD, or don't sign the deal and don't get COD. It's really black and white. It's really not difficult. Which occurred after the discovery deadline. But you already know the reasons. You're so damn stupid. I don't understand how she's in office. I don't. I really don't understand how someone that stupid is still in office. You have to be a special kind of stupid to, actually keep employing. I mean, at this point, Lena Khan should just stop. There's really no need to continue with the CMA closing in about 3.5 hours. What's the point? Which leads me into the IRS, who basically turned around and said, yeah, Microsoft, you owe us $29 billion. And everyone's like, well, where did this $29 billion come from? Yeah, we looked at our system, and just so we could rig the system a little bit, we made some changes. So though you were up to date in 2023, we made changes so it could look like you owe us money in the past. So we can, siphon some money out of you because we need money. And it's like, well, how about you stop wasting money like the FTC trial? But it looks like the IRS here is literally just making the law up on the fly to try and extort money from companies. And it's stupid. It's going to last for about 3 years anyway. So Godspeed to them. And it looks like more taxpayers' money is going to be burning down that chimney hole. Well, that's it, folks. That's the video. And I'll see you in the next one. I managed to make it through without too many stops and edits and coughs and whatnot. So thanks so much for watching if you made it this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be in about 3 hours' time. Remain legend.